All right, this is for FR2, 2010. I'm gonna go over how to handle this type of question. Remember, FR2 is one of the more advanced questions. It just separates the 4s from the 5s, really, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Realistically, very few people actually get this question perfect. It's not like a Regents exam where you're expected to get it. If you get measure 1 and 4, you're in great shape. These two you could just kind of make up, just fill in something if you're not sure of what it is. Okay? So do not stress over this question. If you get 1 and 4, you are in great shape. You could still be on your way to a 5. It's one of the most difficult parts of the exam I would get. They make it so very few people actually get it. This one I see is in simple meter, so 4 beats per measure. Here are my most common simple patterns. Bum, 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 bum. And then we have ways to break a quarter note into 4 pieces. These are the slightly more advanced patterns of simple meter. So yup, up, up, up. Now, the first 8th note stayed, but the second one cracked in half. Or I could think of these two 16th notes that got glued together. Instead of 1 E enda, it's 1 enda. So bum, 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 long, short, short. Here, the first one cracked in half. Bum, 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 short, short, long. And then this one, I don't know if you can see that dot there. Let me fill it in. Bum, bum. A dotted 8th is worth 3 16th notes, so 1 en tied together, So 1 en, a 2, a 3, a 4, boom, boom, boom. All of these are just worth 1 beat. These are the most common patterns, not every pattern is simple, but 99% what they could use on the AP exam. All right, so we're gonna be, if I look at this, I have 2 sharps and a B. B should be 5 sharps, B major, so this is B minor. They took away 3 sharps. So I want to look at my solfege. Here's what the key cincher does automatically. I got to figure out who T is. If B is Do, who is T? A half step below. Go 1 piano key down and 1 letter down with an accidental. The piano key below a B is an A sharp. So I'm going to be looking at sharps on my T's here, or to make them T's. So I might even write, like on my paper, T sharp. Once I see this, and I might think minor. This is when you first glance at it. So I know all my A's will have sharps. Okay? Also, since it's FR2, you might have a few more sharps in there, or raised notes. You might have La and T on the way up, because it's a melody and it's melodic minor. And usually in FR2, there's 1 more accidental. Sometimes a Fa will get raised to a Fi, or a Me will get raised to a Mi. So you're gonna look for probably 1 more type of accidental than a normal melodic minor one. In FR1, you'd only have T usually. On a rare occasion, they'll have La, Ti, Do. But in FR2, expect 1 other kooky accidental, a little weird one, okay? And the patterns are the same as I did in FR1. So now we're in minor, and we're in B minor. So I'm doing this now so you can practice singing them. I'll go from Do, Ti, I don't have it here, but Ti, Re, Ti, and then there's Do. So you can practice those patterns. Practice singing the solfege I pointed to. That's going to help you a lot. Those are the main skips you'll see. All right, 1, 4, and 5 chords, 5, 7, those skips. If you practice that pattern like 10 times for a couple days in a row, you'll have it. And these patterns, it's all about, can I do pitch and rhythm at the same time? All right, we will do this question. I'll play the audio. Also too, once I start, I could expect a Do here. I don't know what octave it will be in. And it'll be, since I'm in 4/4 time, common time, I know it'll be like most, it'll be a half note. It could be low or high Do. In this question, FR2, it could be either one. So I might just put half note up here and I'll see which one I want, you know? All right, here we go.
Question 2.
So
The
he's
melody
blabbing.
will be played 4 times.
FR2 is
There will be
always
a
4
pause of
times.
30 seconds after the first playing, and a 1-minute
Notice my
pause
strategy
after
of
each
pointing to the
subsequent
beats
playing.
as it goes by and
The
hear
melody you will hear uses all 4 of the measures provided below and contains no rests. The melody
If I
will
can
be
get
played
measure
on
1
a
and 4,
trombone.
I'm golden. I'm in minor.
The pitch of the first note has been provided. Be sure to notate the rhythm of that note.
I don't know if this will have a flag
Now,
or not. I know it has a
listen to the
stem.
melody for the first time and begin to notate it.
Where to high do? Sol, la, ti. Ooh. Sharp, sharp. Melodic minor going up. Theory 1. I don't care if these stems are up or down. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Do, sol, la. I know I heard a dotted quarter note there. Bum, 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 bum. But I forget what note that was. Pretty sure it went down, but I don't know.
The melody for question 2 will now be played a second time.
This was a weird part. Bum, 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 bum. There was a me there. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba, ba, bum, 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 ba, bum. 216. I was trying to figure out the rhythm there. Bum, bum, and then there's the dotted quarter eighth pattern. See, I'm kind of just working it out on the spot. I have 2 more hearings. I'm already way ahead of the game. If you got this much, you'd be golden. Sol, la, ti, do, sol, la, fa. See, that's reasonable. This part is kind of crazy. Yum, bum, bum. Oh, I'm starting to get it now. Bum, bum,
The
bum.
melody for question 2 will now be played a third time.
There it is. So I wasn't sure what the pitches were, but I did a quick little notation of the rhythm above. Bum, 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 bum. And that's how I worked that out. I think I still have 1 more hearing just to confirm everything. I mean, technically I probably should have the stem down, but nobody cares about stem direction anymore because of computers. Make sure my note is clearly on sol. I'm just going through and just editing my work. If I wasn't sure at this point, after the last hearing, I would just fill in stuff, maybe to the rhythm, and at least get credit for the rhythm. At least get half points, or half credit on something for a measure. If you get the whole rhythm right of the measure and all the pitches wrong, you even just write the same pitch or just general direction up or down. All the notes don't have to be super accurate. These are strategies, just get the most points. You want to squeeze the most points you can out of these measures, just by kind of guessing and filling in 4 beats worth of music. It doesn't have to be super duper accurate. These 2 measures you'd like to have accurate if you
The
want to
melody
4 or
for
5.
question 2 will now be played a final time.
Let's see. There's my pointing. And you'd still have another minute to clarify all that. So it's reasonable. If you have the skills where you're acing the FR1s, the FR2 starts to make more sense. You're always gonna have 1 crazy accidental, some weird may raised to mi, a sol raised to si. You know, you'll have a la ti do most likely if it's in minor going up. If it's a major, you usually have every 1 or 2 accidentals, little crazy ones. little chromatic passing tones, something like that. Little chromatic neighbor maybe, lower neighbor, often sol, fi, sol you'll hear. Patterns like that. If you look at all the FR2s, if you do like 5 years of them, and then if you're starting to get FR2s down, FR1 you'll be acing FR1. It'll seem really easy for you. I recommend once you do about 5 years or 6 years worth of FR1s, then jump to FR2 and it'll raise your game a bit to make the FR1 seem even easier. When you go back to like after you do 5 FR2s and you're starting to make sense of them, FR1 will all of a sudden become pretty easy. All right, have a great day.